coming up the Burton Road. It's gonna be a black motorcycle.
Get on the f***ing ground! Don't move! Lay down on the f***ing ground now! Lay the f*** down!
He's moving. Can you hear me?
Dashcams are designed to capture the truth, to record what really happens on the road. Most of the time, it's routine, but sometimes they capture something no one ever expected. Like this one, for example. On the afternoon of May 7th, 2023, what began as a standard traffic stop on Savannah Highway would take a sudden and deadly turn. Deputy Evan Cubbage, from the Charleston County Sheriff's Office, had pulled over a vehicle for a routine violation.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey, man. Yeah. Deputy Cubbage, Charleston County Sheriff's Office. The reason I pulled you over, alright, is your improper lane use. You're all over the road, back and forth, back and forth.
My car's running lights, so I was trying to find a place to pull over.
Oh, okay, okay. Do you have your registration and insurance?
The body cam footage starts off uneventfully. The deputy asks for identification, requests insurance documents, and keeps the conversation polite and professional. But something about the situation doesn't sit right, and Deputy Cubbage calls for backup, just in case. Deputy Alexander Hodgage soon arrives on the scene, and as the two officers work together to gather more information, Deputy Cubbage turns to the passenger to make a simple request.
Hey, I'm hit, he's down! I'm hit!
In an instant, that routine interaction becomes life-threatening. The passenger opens fire. 3 shots. Chaos erupts. Cubbage goes down, wounded. The shooter is neutralized seconds later.
Lay down on the ground now! Lay the down now!
Real shit.
Oh, right leg. Right leg? Yeah.
Seems secure. Starting EMS, 106 is hit twice.
As Cubbage tries to assess the extent of his injuries, Deputy Hodge moves quickly, securing the scene, checking on the female driver, and calling for immediate backup and medical assistance. The passenger was pronounced dead at the scene. He was later identified as 28-year-old James Pierce. Deputy Cubbage survived, but not without serious injury. He was rushed to the hospital with 3 gunshot wounds and was later released in stable condition. What makes this clip so disturbing is how fast everything falls apart. From a calm conversation on the roadside to a gunfight in the span of seconds. Pretty disturbing, right? Well, just wait until you hear the next story. It's about Top Holler. Quick interruption. If you're enjoying this video, why not hit that subscribe button? We're on a mission to hit 300,000 subscribers, and when we do, 3 lucky fans will win a limited edition items. Right now, 61.2% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. We're pushing for at least 40%, and we need your help to make it happen. It's completely free, and your support helps us make even more awesome videos. So, don't miss out, subscribe now, and let's get back to the video. Top Holler is a TikToker and truck driver who regularly documents his long hauls across the US. Most of his uploads are casual, scenic views, traffic jams, roadside meals. But on February 14th of this year, he captured something terrifying in real time. Something that made national news. That day, he was driving through Wyoming like he always does. Everything seemed normal, until he reached the Green River Tunnel. As he entered the tunnel, he noticed brake lights, a lot of them, and then realized there'd been a serious pileup crash. Top Holler reacted fast. He somehow managed to wedge his semi-truck off to the side of the tunnel to avoid hitting anyone. But in doing so, he trapped himself. Both of his doors were pinned shut. That's when he noticed the fire.
What's happening? Coming through a tunnel. I'm in a wreck. This is f***ing. All this truck is on fire. I got to get out of here. Oh, Oh, f.
Smoke started filling the tunnel. You can hear his breathing getting faster as he realizes what's happening. In a moment of pure panic and adrenaline, he kicks out his windshield and climbs through. Behind him, screams echo through the tunnel. As he scrambles out, he turns back. And that's when you can see just how bad it really is. Thick, dark smoke is pouring out. The tunnel looks like it's collapsing into darkness. And despite everything, Top Hauler doesn't run.
I'm one of the very last ones, man. So the truck on front of me was on fire.
Okay.
That guy's dying in there. He's dead. It's burnt up.
Just hold on. What do you? We can't go in there right now, okay? We're getting fired.
That was a wild ride. Oh God. That guy's burnt up in there, man. My truck is next in line up here. It's on fire.
What's the truck on front carrying? What's your truck carrying?
TVA is my truck.
What is it carrying?
Oh, just food, man. Just food.
It's good.
Yeah.
What's your truck carrying?
Oh, God dang it. I'm so screwed.
Instead, he stumbles toward the emergency responders and tells them there are still people trapped inside. You can hear the urgency in his voice. He's coughing, out of breath, but desperately trying to help. In the end, 3 people didn't survive. 5 more were hospitalized with serious injuries. And this video, this raw, chaotic footage filmed by Top Hauler, might be the only existing first-person account from inside the tunnel as it all happened. It's a haunting reminder of how fast things can spiral. One moment you're delivering goods. Next, you're trapped in a burning tunnel trying to save others. But, as always, let me know what you think. But what happens when the people who are supposed to save others end up in an accident themselves? That's exactly what happened on August 15, 2019. It's dashcam footage from a patrol car, and what it captures is both unexpected and violent. The officer is alone, driving down a quiet road. There's no sirens, no lights, just a standard patrol shift. At first glance, the most noticeable thing is that he's texting behind the wheel. It's something none of us should do, especially behind the wheel of a police cruiser. But what happens next makes the texting seem like the least important part of this footage.
Sync will attempt to call 911. If you wish to cancel the call, please hold the phone button.
Out of nowhere, a car suddenly launches over the center median and crashes head-on into the patrol vehicle. The impact is brutal. The front of the cruiser crumples, and airbags explode from the dashboard. The officer is thrown forward violently. It's the kind of crash you don't see coming, and one that's almost impossible to avoid, even if you're paying full attention. Shaken and dazed, the officer stays in his seat for a few seconds before slowly climbing out of the wreckage. An ambulance is called immediately. Thankfully, both the officer and the other driver survived, with injuries, yes, but none that were considered life-threatening. The officer was transported to the hospital as a precaution. It's still unclear what exactly caused the other car to fly over the median. Speed? A mechanical failure? Distraction? We may never know. But one thing is certain. This video is a reminder of how quickly things can go from calm to catastrophic. Let me know what you think of this. But also, let me know what you think of this next clip. Filmed in Malaysia back in 2017. It's late at night, and everything is caught on a dash cam. Two guys are driving through a narrow, winding road in what looks like a quiet residential neighborhood. The area is empty, silent, and a little unsettling. For the first half minute or so, everything's completely normal, just headlights bouncing off fences and trees, tires turning over gravel. But then, as the car starts to make a slow turn, they spot something that makes their blood run cold. Watch.
I can see like it's on the Dashcam street lights.
Okay, that's a bit scary.
Yeah,
That's a bit scary.
that is very scary.
That's
Alright, my traction control just came on.
yeah, that's no good.
Sitting in the middle of the road, perfectly still, is what appears to be a person, dressed entirely in white, legs crossed, just staring. They don't move. They don't say anything. They just sit there, completely motionless in the center of the road. The men inside the car don't wait around. Clearly terrified, they slam the car in reverse and back away as fast as they can before taking a different route. The clip cuts off not long after, and there's no explanation of what happened next. No follow-up, no context, just that image. Someone, or something, sitting alone in the dark. And if you ask people familiar with local folklore, they'll tell you. If you see someone dressed in white, sitting silently in the middle of the road at night, you don't stop to ask questions, you turn around, and you don't look back. And luckily they did. But what if you're the one who's supposed to be chasing suspects? And suddenly, everything flips? That's exactly what happened just after 7 p.m. on December 26, 2022. When a Georgia State Patrol trooper attempted what should have been a routine traffic stop. The vehicle? A black Kawasaki motorcycle. The reason? A broken rear taillight and a suspended license. But the man on the bike had no intention of pulling over.
Please stay out 25, coming up the Burton Road. It's gonna be a black motorcycle. I believe it's Georgia. X-ray, he's taking off on 1080. X-ray Tom Sam 8911.
Dashcam footage shows the suspect weaving through cars at high speeds, forcing other drivers to slam on their brakes just to avoid a crash. It's clear this wasn't going to end peacefully.
Ring, he just ran in the back of a car.
Description is a 4-door gray Jeep Wrangler.
What no one could have predicted, though, was how fast and how violently the chase would end. Within seconds, the motorcycle slams into another vehicle. The rider is thrown across the pavement. Sirens cut out as officers rush toward the scene. Civilians nearby can be seen stepping out of their cars, shocked by what just happened.
Go get your car. Okay. You got everything? You awake? Can you hear me?
2019.
He's still awake. He's moving. Can you hear me?
As backup arrives, the trooper who initiated the stop kneels beside the man. He tries to keep him awake, talking to him, checking his pulse, and watching his chest rise and fall. But the silence between breaths grows longer.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Parking lot with a Acura TL, Georgia, Tango Echo Paul, 0972, TEP 0972, Georgia.
You can hear the urgency rising in the trooper's voice as he continues trying to revive him. But it's too late. The man succumbs to his injuries on the side of the road. He was later identified as 48-year-old Stephen Wilson, and that's when the bigger picture began to emerge. Wilson wasn't just a man avoiding a ticket. He had multiple outstanding warrants across several counties for probation violations, contempt of court, and more. But most notably, he had escaped from prison and had been on the run from the U.S. Marshals for nearly 6 months. For most officers, it was supposed to be just another traffic stop. But in less than 5 minutes, it turned into a fatal pursuit and the final chapter in a 6-month manhunt. But there are more fatal pursuits, like this next clip, for example. This footage was submitted by someone named Jason. It shows something that, if it hadn't been caught on Dashcam, would be almost too bizarre to believe. It happened around 1 a.m. Jason had been chatting with a woman on a dating app. They hadn't exchanged numbers, but after a brief conversation, she sent him her address. It was about 20 minutes away, in a part of town he normally wouldn't go to at that hour. But against his better judgment, he got in the car and drove there anyway. The location turned out to be a cul-de-sac, but when he pulled in, he noticed something strange. All 3 houses were dark. No porch lights, no cars in the driveway, no signs of anyone expecting him. He sent another message. No response. A minute later, he realized she had unmatched him. Feeling uneasy, Jason decided to leave. But just as he was pulling out of the cul-de-sac, he saw something. Someone was standing on the sidewalk and stepping directly into the road. He slowed down and locked his doors. At first, the figure just stood there. But then, the person began walking toward the center of the street, right in front of his car. That's when he saw it. The man reached into his pocket and pulled out what looked like a handgun. The dashcam footage is grainy, and the lighting isn't great, but if you pause and zoom in, you can make out the shape. And worse, the man was wearing a plastic mask with a wide, unnatural smile. He sprinted toward Jason's driver's side door and grabbed the handle, but thankfully, Jason had just locked it seconds earlier. Without thinking, Jason slammed his foot on the gas and sped past the man, who tried, and failed, to yank the door open. The man didn't fire any shots. It's possible the gun wasn't even real, but in that moment, Jason wasn't going to stick around to find out. What's especially disturbing is how carefully this whole thing seems to have been planned. The address was legit, but when Jason returned with police the next day, an elderly woman answered the door. She claimed she lived alone and had no idea what he was talking about. Most likely, someone just picked her address at random because of how isolated it was. The spot where the masked man stepped out? It was hidden behind a long stretch of fencing and bushes, completely out of view from any nearby homes. It's not hard to put the pieces together. Someone set a trap using the dating app, lured Jason to a quiet cul-de-sac, waited for him to pull in, and then made their move. Whatever the motive was, robbery or something worse, Jason got away in time. But it's a chilling reminder. Sometimes the scariest things aren't supernatural. They're just waiting on the other side of the screen. Or sometimes it happens right out on the streets, like here. On October 19th, 2024, something strange and dangerous played out on the streets of Columbus, Ohio. It started when police attempted a routine traffic stop. But the driver, 42-year-old Gregory Ivory, wasn't interested in pulling over. Instead, he hit the gas.
That radio, he's refusing to stop. He's going over the roundabout, northbound Carl. And looks like his truck's on fire. He just broke his gas line. And you'll see a trail of fire northbound Cleveland Avenue.
What followed was a high-speed pursuit, but not in a regular car. Ivory was driving a full-sized semi-trailer, and rather than trying to flee in the usual way, he made it clear from the start. He wasn't just trying to get away, he was ready to fight.
And He's coming to a stop here.
Shoot past 161.
He's trying to back into me, radio. He's trying to ram me. We're north of, we're up here on Carl, north 161.
Copy. Make it a 3. Carl, north 161.
All right, he's back, blacked out, back northbound.
The footage shows Ivory repeatedly trying to ram into the officer behind him, using the back of the semi like a weapon. You can see him brake checking, swerving, and even reversing directly into the cruiser.
Hey, copy. That's why nobody's made contact, because of the 3.
All right, standby radio. We're westbound, Schrock. He's trying to hit a cruiser. He just 5 to cruiser, 9011. Get a squad to 9011, Carl and Schrock. All right, he's stopping on the bridge. He's probably gonna try to back up on us.
Six, 1, 3, and 4, start that way as well.
And he doesn't stop there. A few minutes later, he comes across another police unit that doesn't have time to react. This time, the ramming attempt nearly connects, and you can hear the officer calling it in, shaken but still in pursuit.
We got victims out here.
He just wants some wheels. He might be left to stop.
If you're wondering why the police didn't box him in or try a pit maneuver, this is why. No one wanted to risk getting crushed by a 40-ton truck.
Is he still moving?
Yeah, he's trying to back up and ram us again. Everybody back up.
He's trying to ram us.
Ivory tries one more time to back into a cruiser, but again, he fails. His timing is off, and the officer dodges it by a matter of seconds.
Jack, we're coming up to East North Railway. You just pulled and you just fly the car. Just slow down, you stop over the intersection. We got a medic started on
Get on the f***ing ground! Don't move! Don't move!
Finally, after a chase involving 8 patrol cars and lasting nearly 30 minutes, Gregory Ivory is forced to stop. Officers move in with weapons drawn. The moment is chaotic, but controlled. No one is hurt. Ivory is arrested at the scene and later charged with multiple crimes, including 2 counts of felonious assault, one of which involved a police officer, and criminal damage to property. And while no lives were lost, the footage speaks for itself. This wasn't just reckless driving. This was something far more dangerous. But he isn't the only one driving recklessly. The same can be said about the woman in this next video, who drives dangerously right in front of a mother and her young child. Road. Even with that gap, the woman remains stuck.
Somebody behind the
Intentions were, but the fear in the voice of the person filming is real. Sometimes the road doesn't just bring traffic or delays. Sometimes it brings something far more unpredictable and dangerous. Let me know what you think of the way of handling another human being. That's all for today, folks. If you want to see more of this creepy content, click on the video on screen.